Hello, students. As we are doing literary terms, so today in this video we will do free verse, blank verse, idylls, irony. So in this video, first of all, I will tell you about free verse. What is free verse? Free verse, as you know, is the name given to poetry that doesn't use any strict meter or rhyme scheme because it has no set meter. Poems written in free verse can have lines of any length, from a single word to much longer. Free verse is a literary device that can be defined as poetry that is free from limitations of regular meter or rhythm and does not rhyme with fixed forms. Such poems are without rhyming schemes, do not follow regular rhyme scheme rules, yet still provide artistic expression. In this way, the poet can give his own shape to a poem however he or she desires. पोएट फ्री वर्स में अपनी पोएम को किसी भी शेप में लिख सकता है, किसी भी फॉर्म में लिख सकता है, क्योंकि वो फ्री है, मीटर से फ्री है। उसको कोई सर्टेन रूल्स फॉलो नहीं करने मीटर के। It still allows poets to use alliteration, rhyme, cadences and rhythms to get the effects that they consider are suitable for the piece. So, I will tell you the features of the free verse. Which are the features of free verse? Free verse poems have no regular meter or rhythm. Next, they do not follow a proper rhyme scheme. These poems do not have any set rules. जैसा मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया है, कोई set rules नहीं होता इसमें और ये proper rhyme scheme को follow नहीं करती हैं. Next, we can say this type of poem is based on normal pauses and natural rhythmical phrases, as compared to the artificial constraints of normal poetry. So, it is called verse libre, which is the French word and it means free verse. This is French word and this means free verse. There are so many examples of free verse in literature, but we can say that the best examples are Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman's poems. He is known as the father of free verse English poetry. So, there are so many poets just like Walt Whitman and Emily Dickinson and such like poets. They used free verse in their poems. And free verse is commonly used in contemporary poetry. पुराने लोग फ्री वर्स यूज नहीं करते थे, पुराने पोएट्स, और आजकल के आधुनिक कवि कंटेम्प्रेरी पोएट्री में फ्री वर्स को यूज करते हैं. Some poets have taken this technique as a freedom from rhythm and rhyme because it changes people's minds whimsically. Therefore, free verse is also called verse libre. The best thing about free verse is that poets can imagine the forms of any sound through intonations instead of meters. Free verse gives a greater freedom for choosing words and conveying their meanings to the audience. फ्री वर्स में क्या होती है फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, कि हम कोई भी, हमें फ्रीडम है, पोएट्स को फ्रीडम है किन्हीं भी वर्ड्स को चूज करने की और अपने मीनिंग को ऑडियंस तक कन्वे करने की. It depends upon patterned elements like sounds, phrases, sentences, and words. And it is free of artificiality of a typical poetic expression. So, this is free verse. Next literary term is blank verse. Blank verse. Blank verse is a literary device defined as an unrhyming verse written in iambic pentameter. So, blank verse denotes verse composed of unrhymed lines of iambic pentameter. It is generally employed in English dramatic, epical, and reflective verse. Blank verse is often used in iambic pentameter form, often resembles the rhythms of ordinary speech. And initially, it was used by Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, but it soon became the standard meter for dramatic poetry, as well as a popular form used in narrative and meditative poems. A bulk of finest verse of English by Marlowe, Shakespeare, Milton, Wordsworth, Tennyson, etc. has been written in blank verse. Milton's grand epic Paradise Lost is also written in blank verse. Now you can see the features of blank verse. So, blank verse poetry has no fixed number of lines. कोई फिक्स नंबर नहीं है लाइंस का. ब्लैंक वर्स की जो पोएट्री होती है उसमें इट हैज़ अ कन्वेंशनल मीटर दैट इज यूज्ड फॉर वर्स ड्रामा एंड लॉन्ग नैरेटिव पोएम्स. नेक्स्ट इट इज ऑफन यूज्ड इन डेस्क्रिप्टिव एंड रिफ्लेक्टिव पोएम्स. ज़्यादातर ये किस में यूज होती है? ब्लैंक वर्स डेस्क्रिप्टिव जो वर्णनात्मक पोएम्स होती हैं, रिफ्लेक्टिव पोएम्स होती हैं, वो लंबी पोएम्स होती हैं, एंड ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग्स में भी द पोएम्स इन विच अ सिंगल कैरेक्टर डिलीवर्स हिज थॉट्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ स्पीच. ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग मैं पहले भी आपके साथ डिस्कस कर चुकी हूँ पहले वीडियो में. और ब्लैंक वर्स कैन बी कंपोज्ड इन एनी काइंड ऑफ मीटर such as iamb, tricky, spondy, and dactyl. Now we can see the types of blank verse poetry. Which are the types of blank verse poetry? So there is iamb pentameter blank verse. iamb pentameter blank verse में unstressed और stressed syllables होते हैं. Next, we see there is tricky blank verse. इसमें stressed और unstressed syllables होते हैं. We can see there is a foot consisting of one long or stressed syllable followed by one short or unstressed syllable. एक one short और unstressed syllable, लॉन्ग और स्ट्रेस सिलेबल के बाद एक शॉर्ट और अनस्ट्रेस्ड सिलेबल इसमें होता है. एनेपिस्ट. नेक्स्ट इज द एनेपिस्ट ब्लैंक वर्स दैट इज अनस्ट्रेस्ड एंड स्ट्रेस्ड सिलेबल्स. फर्स्ट अनस्ट्रेस्ड, then unstressed, then stressed syllables. We can say it is a metrical foot consisting of two short or unstressed syllables. Two short syllables, or we can say unstressed syllables. And these are followed by one long or stressed syllable. This is followed by one long or stressed syllable. This is called anapist blank verse. Then we can say dactyl. Dactyl, what is dactyl blank verse? stressed, then unstressed syllables. So, dactyl is a metrical foot consisting of one stressed syllable followed by two unstressed syllables. So, there is one stressed syllable first. Then it is followed by two unstressed syllables, or we can say one long syllable followed by two short syllables. One long syllable is followed by two short syllables. So these are the types of blank words you see here. Then we come to the next literary form, that is idylls. Idylls derive its name from a Greek word. And the meaning is a little picture. Idyll means a little picture. So, the term idyll in poetry is associated with relative brevity and pictorial effect. जब भी कवि को कोई पिक्टोरियल इफेक्ट देना होता है, जैसे कोई खाका खींचना है, कोई चित्र खींचना है, उसके लिए कवि क्या यूज करता है? Which literary term is used there? Idyll. The poet writes in idyll form. It portrays incidents of rural life in forms which are suggestive of innocence and contentment and other events of similar nature. So, कौन सी लाइफ को पिक्चर करते हैं? रूरल लाइफ को, गांव के ग्रामीण जीवन को पिक्चराइज करने के लिए कवि इडल्स को यूज करता है अपने नैरेटिव्स में, इनोसेंस को लिखने के लिए और कंटेंटमेंट को लिखने के लिए. और द लैंग्वेज इज so selected as to give the desired pictorial impression of the chosen theme. It is usually directly and straightforward, and its purpose is to create a visual image in the reader's mind. ये क्या करती है? Visual image, एक ऐसी इमेज बना देती है, रीडर्स के माइंड में एक इमेज, एक चित्र खींच देती है, विजुअल. And the idyll of the Greek poet Theocritus have varied themes. Town and country life का theme है, for example, mythology and the poet's own experiences and impressions. Other famous idylls are Milton's Allegro and Il Penseroso. Wordsworth की है Lines Written in March. Then we can say the next example, the best example, Tennyson's Idylls of the King. The best example of idyll is Tennyson's Idylls of the King. It is a long narrative poem, epical poem. It is an epic. This is a sequence of Arthurian romances, and next we can say Browning's dramatic idylls. So these are some examples of idylls. Next literary term we take irony. The definition of irony as a literary device is a situation in which there is a contrast between expectation and reality. Irony में क्या होता है? Contrast होता है, एक विरोधाभास होता है एक्सपेक्टेशन एंड रियलिटी में, जो हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं और जो रियल में जो चीज़ है उसमें. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द डिफरेंस बिटवीन व्हाट समथिंग अपीयर्स टू मीन वर्सेस its literal meaning. Irony is associated with both tragedy and humor. Tragedy और humor दोनों में ही irony का use होता है, tragedies में भी और humor में भी. Means चाहे दुख के नाटक लिखे जाएं या खुशी के या हंसी के, दोनों में ही we can use, the dramatist can use irony. The term irony entered the English language in the 16th century and comes from the French irony, and before that from the Latin ironia. All these terms originate from the ancient Greek stereotypical character known as Iron. An iron figure brings down his opponent by understanding his abilities, thus engaging in a type of irony by saying less than what he means. इस तरह से आयरनी वर्ड को लैटिन भाषा से, फ्रेंच भाषा से डिराइव किया गया आयरनी को. एंड आयरनी इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्ट. जैसे मैंने आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, आयरनी इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्ट. इट अराइजेज व्हेन वी से समथिंग एंड मीन जस्ट द ऑपोजिट. जैसे हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया है, जब हम कुछ बताते हैं, हम कुछ कहना चाहते हैं और मीन द ऑपोजिट, जस्ट द ऑपोजिट, मीनिंग उसका क्या होता है, बिल्कुल उल्टा. मेनली देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ आयरनी, वर्बल आयरनी एंड सिचुएशनल आयरनी. दो तरह की होती है मेनली, वर्बल एंड सिचुएशनल. दो ही आयरनी इंपॉर्टेंट है. वर्बल आयरनी क्या है? वर्बल आयरनी इज क्रिएटेड आउट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रास्ट बिटवीन सेइंग एंड डूइंग. जब हम कुछ कहते हैं और उसका मतलब कुछ और होता है, सेइंग एंड डूइंग में, कहने और करने में हमारा जो डिफरेंस होता है वो that is called verbal irony, whereas situation irony emerges from the two situations, the expected and the real one. दो situations से situational irony किससे arise होती है? There are two situations. One is expected situation and the another is real situation. The one is almost the opposite of the other. Shakespeare's As You Like It. In this work, we can say it furnishes several illustrations of the use of verbal irony. It arises when Rosalind, disguised as a shepherd, accosts her lover Orlando in the forest of Arden and talks to him as if she were a man. Disguise is a source of verbal irony. Disguise क्या है? Is a source of verbal irony. Shakespeare's Macbeth furnishes ample examples of situational irony. Shakespeare का जो tragedy है, the famous tragedy written by Shakespeare is Macbeth. And उसमें कितने ही situational irony के बहुत सारे examples हैं. It is said to occur when circumstances convey opposing meanings to the essence of on the one hand and the audiences on the other hand. Visit of Duncan to Macbeth's castle is an instance of situational irony. Visit of Duncan to Macbeth's castle, ये situational irony है. Situation. Duncan expresses his pleasure but the audiences are aware that it means his doom. Audiences को पता है कि यहाँ पर अब उसका दुर्भाग्य आ रहा है. He is stabbed to death by his host. उसके host के द्वारा वो मार दिया जाता है. This is called situational irony. So there is dramatic irony also, comic irony also. These two irony are also there in English literature and these are used variably. Next literary terms, the remaining topics of literary terms we will do in my next video and we will do this tomorrow. Thank you.